Assalamu alaikum, viewers. How are you? Hope that you are fine. I am fine too. Dear viewers, we discussed about past tense and present tense before. We learned about the four tenses of past and four tenses of present. Today we will discuss about future tenses. We know what is future tense? Yeah. I remind you what we will do next. What activity we will take for future. What we will do in future or later. This kind of activities will be in future tense. As we learned four categories of past tense, four categories of present tense, we shall learn four categories of future tense today. Okay, let's start. Today we will learn about future tense. Look at this sentence. I shall read a book. And then I shall be reading a book. Again, I shall have read a book before you come. Now look, I shall have been reading a book for 5 hours. Okay, dear viewers, here I shall read a book. This activity will be done in future. That means I shall read a book in future. It will be in next. It will be happen next in future time. That's why it's called future tense. And in which category is it in? Yeah. What plan we have at our hand to do in future? If we usually tell that I will do something, he will do something at that time, such kind of activities will be in the future indefinite. We have a plan to do something in future. That means I shall read a book. I shall read a book. That means I have a plan in future. It may be 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it may be next day. It may be tomorrow. It may be after 4 days. Okay. This is a plan of future. I shall read a book. It will be in future indefinite. think of this. I shall be reading a book. It is in future, but in future it will be continuing. We shall be doing. Someone will be doing a work in future. In this case, what work will be doing, or what work will be being done by anyone, it will be current in future. So current work or running work in future, what will be happening, what will be continuing, such kind of activities will be in future continuous. I shall be reading a book. That means I will continuing my reading. So what will be continuing in future? That will be future continuous. Future continuous. Okay, what about this? I shall have read a book before you come. If in future one work is done before another work, which work has been done in before, that will be called future perfect, and another work will be called present indefinite, or it may be in future indefinite. Look at this. I shall have read a book. I shall have read a book. It's a work, number one work, and you come. This is also a work. So there is two work. One work is done before another work. In such cases, in future, when one work will be done before other work, then the work which will be done before, it will be called future perfect, and another work, it may be in present indefinite, maybe in future indefinite. Okay, now we will go for that. I shall have been reading a book for 5 hours. That means one work will be continuing for 5 hours in future. So which works will be continuing in future, and it carries a fixed time, or it will be continuing for a period of time, or it will be starting from a fixed time. Such kind of tense will be in future perfect continuous tense. So I shall have been reading a book for 5 hours. That means I will be continuing reading a book, and I have a time of period of time, and it is 5 hours. Okay, but such kind of tenses have another features too. If any work is done before another work, it's future perfect. Which work has been done before, it will be future perfect. But it has another rules too. If any work has been done, that means if any work will have been done before a time, then time, it will be also a future perfect tense. I am making you clear that he will have read a book by 5 p.m. Look at this. He will have read a book. He will have read a book by 5 p.m. Here, what is happening? This work will have been done here and before a fixed time. In such case, if any work will have been done before any fixed time, or before it carries a deadline, that means it will be done in before a deadline. At that time, it's a deadline. Think of this 5 p.m. It's a deadline, and this work will have been done. That means there will be a deadline. Deadline. That means time. So when any work will have been done before a time, before a fixed period, or any hour, or any point of time, at that time it will be called, he will have read a book, it will be called future perfect. Another way we will think of future perfect continuous. I'll give an example. He will have been reading a book before you come. Think of this. He will have been reading a book before you come. In this case, if any work is continuing and it will continuing before another work, at that time it will be called future perfect continuous. Here is one thing, that it may have a fixed period, or it may have a starting point, and another thing, that it may have been done before another work. That means that he will have been reading a book. It has been done. This work has been done before you came. That means it's a work and it's a work. This work will be continuing before this work. In such case, we will call this future perfect continuous. So here is we have to remember here that in case of future perfect, it may be in two ways. Another thing, one thing is that they will have played football before the teacher enters the class. Here think of that one work has been done before another work. So it is also its future perfect tense, and again if it is mentioned that they will have played football by 11 am. That means here is a time. Before this time, this work will be done. So we have gotten two ideas of future perfect. One is that one will be done before another work. Another is that the work will be done before a time. Before it will maintain a deadline. Okay. Like this, future perfect continuous also have two rules. Suppose then will have been playing football before the teacher enters the class. Here the work is continuing before another work, and again then will have been playing football